Hare Krishna to all the devotees. I'm Damodar Das, disciple of Gurudev, Srila Das Prabhu. In 2022, I started to associate with Guruji. Prior to this, I was chanting the holy names of the Lord on my own. In 2022, a devotee friend of mine helped me in contacting a devotee of Guruji who further helped me to contact Guruji. Thereafter, Guruji blessed me to chant 64 rounds, and within a couple of days, I was able to chant 64 rounds. In the month of June 2022, I, along with a devotee friend, visited Guruji as he was conducting a training camp in Radhakund with few other devotees as well. So after the training camp, Guruji allowed me to stay with him as long as I want to. At that time, I was staying with him and I saw that he was practicing whatever he preaches. For the first few days, I was just chanting 64 rounds for almost 8 hours. But as soon as the days went on, I was able to chant 90 rounds in the same amount of time, then 120 rounds, and then 180 rounds. I never forced this, and to my surprise, it came by all itself. And this was happening due to the grace of Guruji. The same name which I was chanting in around 8 hours, I was able to chant in around 3 hours. So I was able to chant 64 rounds in about 3 hours, and it was taking me approximately 3 minutes for chanting a single round. Now many people might ask, how is it possible to chant one round in 3 minutes? So the explanation is, in Jaiv Dharma, chapter 23, it states that the holy name of the Lord expands and contracts because the holy name of the Lord is non-different from the Lord himself. So similarly, when one chants the name of the Lord under the guidance of a pure devotee, Guruji says that it is as good as Shuddhanam. If you are not chanting under the guidance of a pure devotee, or you are chanting all by yourself, you won't be able to do this, because under the guidance of a pure devotee, Krishna accepts the rounds. But if you are not under the guidance of a pure devotee, or you are under the guidance of a non-bona fide guru, he doesn't have the power to offer the rounds to Krishna. And according to me, chanting 64 rounds under the guidance of a pure devotee is easier than chanting 16 rounds under the guidance of a non-bona fide devotee or by ourselves. Because chanting 16 rounds, I have seen that chanting 16 or more rounds is like waging a war, but when you are under the guidance, the rounds become softer. And in Radhakund, under the guidance of Guruji, it's very easy to chant and it's much softer as well. The other thing which I would like to talk about is, when I was with Guruji, I saw that he used to sleep by 8 and he used to wake up exactly at 2 a.m. no matter what. And by 3 a.m. we used to get ready and we used to go to Radhakund and then chant. And we used to come back by the sunrise. So the thing here is, Guruji, he was always strict with whatever rules he made. When I came, he never forced me to do these things, but as I saw him doing these things, I also started doing these things by myself, and he gave me ample amount of time to settle there and start learning these things. Also, I saw that he used to do prana kriyas, yoga asanas and pranayams to keep his body healthy. So keeping our body healthy is also much important, because if you are not healthy, you won't be able to chant the names of the Lord and execute other devotional services. He also used to take one full meal a day, and other times he used to take fruits and some fruit juices to keep himself together. And during the time I stayed with him, he rigidly followed this principle, but he was so compassionate as well, and he understood the limit of sadhakas. And what Guruji tells me always is, one should try his level best no matter what. He tells me, even if you chant 10 lakh name, it's no guarantee that Krishna will come to you. But you need to try your level best, and even if you have offenses, he can take you back to home, back to Godhead, because he has realized Krishna and he is associating with Krishna at every moment. But many people say that Srila Prabhupada asked to chant 16 rounds. But Srila Prabhupada asked to chant 16 rounds to the people who are not introduced to this Krishna conscious movement. For example, if you see a person who doesn't know a single thing about Krishna consciousness, you won't ask him to chant 16 rounds straight away. You would ask him to read Krishna conscious books of Prabhupada and chant one round, and slowly you will ask him to chant 16 rounds. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada told to chant 16 rounds at the beginning and only to his disciples. But one should approach a bona fide spiritual master and ask him what is the best he can do to satisfy Krishna and go back home, back to Godhead. So I request you all to kindly associate with Srila Gurudev. He is not asking much from you. He is just asking you to chant 64 rounds, and I believe that if I can, anyone can. So please come and chant 64 rounds. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Gurudev. Jai Srila Prabhupada.